Hey everybody, good morning. I'm not sure what's going on. There was another car that just pulled up a moment ago and tried to turn into the state wildlife area where we are at, and then drove further down and pulled off, and I don't fully understand what's happening here. Quite strange. We're going to get going. We're going to pack up, we're going to go. We haven't been here in a while, but hopefully we're going to go see some wildlife. We'll find out. That'll do it. Yeah. Hey everybody, good morning. That part should have been at the beginning. Edit that so it's at the beginning. Let's go see some wildlife. About it more in the car, but I don't know how well it comes through. There are ridiculous numbers of, I think, blackbirds or grackles. Look at all of them. They just keep coming. I hope this comes through. I hope you can see. I don't know. Cool. Michael's going to get back in the car and talk an awful lot about all of the birds, the huge flock, and wondering what they are. It was one of the two. It was not a grackle, from as best we can tell by identifying Brewer's blackbird. Also white-crowned sparrow. Also American robin. That was everything that we saw. There we go. Oh, that whole shot didn't even work as I was setting it up because I wasn't... Look. Magnet. And now it stays up. Look at that. I actually probably should put the windscreen on there. It's backup audio anyway. You can see the lav. Actually, the lav is a magnet too. I'm not going to start messing with that because I'm recording. I did a whole thing. This Took me longer to get set up because I came out last weekend and set up a tripod that's going to stay in this car. I got a used tripod. It's decent. I just wanted something because we've tried and we've tried and we've tried. As a matter of fact, here was the last thing we tried. We went from, we went from the dual suction cup to a tri-suction cup after we made this change to using this camera. And it still didn't really eliminate the problem, which was all the shaking. I'm hoping this fixes it. This is a gimbal. This is the whole gimbal setup. And as a matter of fact, I can ruin my audio by getting the wireless interference too close. Whoops. But anyway, yeah, that's fine, I think. It should be good. Good enough. It's awfully bright out there. You know, we probably could close down that. Before we sit here and talk for a while, could you stop? I've put this too close to... Everything's falling apart. No, 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 no. What happened? Stop. Okay, we're back. Here's hoping everything is still going and working. We just had a meltdown when the tripod... So this isn't exactly a perfect system, but I'm hoping it's going to work. How bad is the shake right now? Oh, okay, see, it's kind of compensating for that, which was the whole point. My mic is gone. That's not helping. My magnet dropped. Okay, well, I said we were ready. Now I have to undress, so none of this goes in. Okay, there we go. Now we're going. Now we're going. This has been a weird day. We're set up here. I tried to do this once before. Let's see if I can kind of show you or if it's going to be too bright outside. We've got this whole thing set up now. I took the camera, I installed a permanent tripod, and by that I mean I set up a tripod and I strapped it with a ratchet strap. I wish I could strap it going the other way. And now we're on a gimbal. See, we could move if we needed to. Cool. Is it? I don't know. Let's get the shot back. There. Okay. The good thing about all this, the really nice thing, is that we're magnets now. That's right. We are magnets. I have this, which is what I use for backup audio. Obviously, it's not with the lav and everything, but it's just there. It's going straight into the camera. It's something so that I can sync to and back up, and just in case. And we'll let the cars go by. Wow, that's a lot of birds. Jeez. Anyway, now we have a magnet. Now it'll stay. We've had problems with that before. Anyway, what did we see today? Not a whole lot. It was kind of... right when we got here, there was another car that pulled up, and I thought, uh-oh, what's going to happen here? And it put me into a bit of an alert, pay attention. There's another car coming. So when we got here this morning, we've come out. We did not go to the park like we did last time. The last 2 times we went over to that park and we were told, friendly reminder, that the park does not open until sunrise on the dot. So we were a couple minutes early before the sunrise here, but I think that's okay. There were people out. I need to check and see if this one has rules posted about when, if it is exactly sunrise or if there is some kind of grace period, but we were only a few minutes before that, and that's fine. There was another car that pulled up while I was getting ready, and they started to go down the road that clearly is marked no cars, and then backed up and went further down, and that's where I was recording. A little confused this morning as to why they were pulled so far ahead over there, and I thought, uh-oh. And then I get out of the car and I go, all right, it's fine, just be aware. There was no one out here the last time we came, which was the end of July, which actually fun little fact that isn't probably all that fun. I made some changes right around then. I think that was the first time we came out with this camera, and I believe I did more, like we forgot the batteries. That was the title of it. We forgot to charge the batteries, so I didn't get nearly as much wildlife footage as I otherwise would have. We brought all this other camera stuff. We got everything ready, and we just forgot to charge up the batteries, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. The other thing that we did that day when I was walking and talking, which is not something I usually do. That day's vlog was brought to you and written by Aaron Sorkin. That's a joke. I've been watching The West Wing and walking and talking. It's a whole thing. Anyway, it's nice out, which is why the windows are down, but I am having to pause for cars going by because I think that's kind of noisy and I don't know how well it would come together. Anyway, yeah, that time that we came out, it was interesting. We walked the whole place. This is basically like there's a little creek and there's cornfields. I'm parked right next to one. There's another cornfield further in. Anyway, there was nobody else out here the whole time I was out last time at the end of July. Well, we showed up today and obviously another car pulled up, but then I'm getting my stuff out of the back and I hear gunshots. Close. Someone is hunting right over there. Unfortunate. It sets me into be aware of that, be alert. I was planning, I'd talked before, and I was planning to go much further in this time so that we had more, because the last time we basically just went kind of right where it starts. Like once you get into there and you can start going over, and I stood right next to the creek. Well, because I saw and then I could see an orange vest, I grabbed my own just to be safe because there were people out hunting. So I had to orange vest it for a while today until they all left. But I just basically went to the exact same spot because there's a sign right there that says this is a safety zone, no shooting, hunting behind this sign whatsoever. So I figured that's the best place for me because it really went into, all right, someone's out here. They have a gun. Where are they aiming? What are they? I don't know where they're hunting, what they're looking for. I don't know. So I got to be aware of that, and it set me on that. But then we set up and we get going, and we're watching for wildlife. And we did see a few things that were interesting. There were huge flocks of either grackles or brewer's blackbird, maybe. It's mostly black, and then the head itself is like a greenish or purple. Very pretty. But huge numbers. I'm talking hundreds and thousands. And I could still see remnants of that. It's just like overhead. And here goes. It's so much. I can see. So I'm looking straight out just like, it's so many. And they're just as a flock moving. These ones appear to be landing in the corn, which is really interesting. But they were just, I unexpected. I don't know how much all that came out because they're just so far up in the sky. At one point they landed, so I got some shots there, and I think we saw a robin. But then there was kind of it, and I'm just a little bit bummed, and I don't know if I'll come back here again. Definitely not if people are out there going to be hunting, because that's, I can't really go anywhere near where that's going on. I don't want to get in the way. I don't want to get shot. I don't want to, I don't think that would happen. It's very unlikely, but that's why we take the vest. But anyway, the point of it is that we didn't, I don't know, it just felt weird this whole time. And then, like, the only other thing we really saw, we saw two more things. I'm just standing there, and I've got basically where I'm standing. The view of it is, we've got the creek right there, but nothing was really landing. The few trees where they were landing last time, right across from it, nothing really that much there. I could see much further. There were some birds, but they're too far for me to get any kind of detail on them. And then everything else was landing in this tree without any leaves, a dead tree that was basically right behind me. So I spin around, but it's close, and so I'm aiming almost straight up to see them. But that's where I saw the grackle and or brewer's blackbird. So we're aiming at that. We're getting some good stuff there. It's just unfortunately very high up, but it's cool. It's definitely cool to see that, but I'm facing that way, and facing that way is this cornfield that I'm parked next to. And later on I see something move and I go, what's that? And I go, that's a cat. It's just a cat. I don't know what kind. I don't really know a ton of the cats and what their types are. I know we have a calico cat, so it wasn't a calico cat. I can recognize that, but just a cat walking along the cornfield, checking for birds, I guess, unfortunately. So I got a shot of a cat walking. I was like, this is just weird. Someone's from someone's barn, I guess. I don't know. Just a cat walking. And then because I was focused on that already and checking it out, I was looking at the cornfield, and I did see some movement there, and I did see some kind of bird activity. And I was watching. I couldn't really get a clear shot of anything because they were almost blending in whatever was there. I don't know if they also were green. All of this cornfield right here is very green. My God. Whoa. I hope this comes out. I don't have a good, come on, start recording. Go. That's a lot of, wait. I don't know if you can see. No, not really. Okay. Bring it back around. Get it back to here. I don't know. That was a huge amount. It didn't even record. All right, it doesn't. Come on. That was ridiculous. That was the most I've seen. Typically, it was more like what I'm seeing here, which is a large, 20, 30 at a time in kind of a group going over. But that was 1,001. Like, that was a huge, the sky was filled with all, what is going on? There's so many. I've never seen so many birds in one place doing this at one time. Wow. Anyway, so that was happening throughout the day and what we were seeing there. But I don't know what was there in the cornfield. This cornfield, because the second cornfield where the guy was walking around after hunting, he basically fired those shots and then spent the next 2 hours just walking. And I guess whatever he hit, he was trying to find. I don't know. But yeah, then I saw he disappeared at one point into something, and then a car was driving down the road where it says you can't, whatever. It's frustrating when I am specifically trying to follow all the rules, even when breaking the rules would make it slightly easier. And it's like, no, these are the rules and they're there for a reason. We literally just got a reminder the last time we were out by a park ranger about the rules. So it's frustrating to see other people just blatantly not care. Anyway, so I don't know. The other cornfield was very much, I could see at least through there with the lens of what was further away. That one's already been taken down, whatever they call that when they have taken all of the corn and what's left is just small and yellow dead remnants of the plants before I guess they come and till it all up. This one right next to us is all green. There's some, clearly the weather is starting it. We're into October now. I don't see corn, so I'm guessing they've already harvested. But I would think when they harvest, that was what we did last time. We definitely didn't know anything about corn farming, and what we learned was about the water and how they water them. We learned about that structure, and I'll admit, I don't know when you harvest corn if you just take the corn cobs and the stalks stay there. Do they just go through with those great big harvesters and it leaves the rest, or did this just not produce? I mean, I don't see ears of corn there. I don't know. I don't know enough about corn farming. Anyway, this one was green and the birds I was seeing were kind of green. But then we did see one land. It's not a very good shot, but it is what it is because it was just on the tops of things. And you could see it as it was kind of swaying around, just like little glimpses here or there. Further away because I wasn't positioned to be watching the cornfield. If I come back, maybe that's something I'll do is I'll just watch the cornfield this time because I knew the birds would land in there, but I just never saw any. But yeah, there's ridiculous amounts of blackbirds out right now. I wish I could have gotten a shot of what just appeared in front of me. They're all coming from over there. There was many going overhead for a while. Just huge amounts. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, the one on top was a white-crowned sparrow, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I completed that thought process there because I did see that's what it looked like, I think. It had the white crown to it. So there we go. That's everything that I saw. I guess I need to fiddle with this tripod a bit more. I was expecting to sit down and start recording much sooner, but then I put it on there and went, oh, that's not going to work because the suction cup mount is still there and that's blocking it, and the tripod was raised up too high. I underestimated just how tall this gimbal setup is, but hopefully it's working. I'm reasonably pleased as I'm just sitting here doing this, and I can move around and gesture with my hands, and it's not going blah, 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 blah. So it's, in that regard, working exactly as I was hoping. And I'm happy about that. This should get faster now that I've set it up once and I can get to that point. It should be a quicker, it's not going to be the easiest process of, just grabbing this and turning it on and sticking it on the thing, but this got too annoying and I figured why suffer lower quality, considerably lower quality when we have the ability. So we just had to set up this whole gimbal that I wasn't using for any other purpose. Now it can come here. Anyway, there's all the birds again. They're all going to go land in those trees there, or are they just going through it? I don't know. There's no way you can see on this little thing. There's just no way. Yeah, you can't really see through all the trees anyway, so... Well, maybe I'll wait a few more minutes and see. I mean, I got to take down all this stuff. There's a bunch... There's a truck, but there's a bunch on the power lines above me, further down. It's so many. There's a ridiculous amount of birds right now. Yeah, look at that. fascinating. Really interesting to see the patterns of what they're doing and how they go and why they're moving in such large numbers here. Obviously, winter is coming. It was colder this morning. I was able to stay jacketed up the entire time. Boy, that's a big truck with a big piece of farming equipment coming. Is that an oversized load? I bet it is. But there's no one else. There's not like a blocker car for it, but that's huge. Whew. Anyway, I think that's going to do it. I think that's everything I need to talk about. We'll let this thing go by. Yeah, oversized load. Anyway, that's what we saw. Huge flocks of blackbird or grackle, could not tell. Still seeing them. They are out and about here in this area. Really interesting. And then a couple small things here or there. But yeah, that cat. Didn't expect to see that. That was strange. The whole thing was kind of strange. Not great. I think we're going to have to go back to the drawing board on where we're going next time. But still, a fun time out. I'm glad I get to do it. It was good. And yeah. I think that's everything. Bye, everybody. I took down the camera. I got all this stuff going, and I completely forgot the other thing that we did today that was different from last time. We tried recording audio, and I think I even included a clip last time of me walking over to pick it up or put it down, and it's a Zoom recorder that was just recording to the internal mics. I know better than that, and I was just hoping that it would be okay anyway. I wasn't going to try to sync it to the camera, but it was just more for the purpose of having an ambient audio track for about 2 hours as a Patreon exclusive. It was something I was trying out, and I just realized, no, that's not going to work. The reason it's not going to work, I'll talk about it more probably in a future video, but basically the noise floor, it makes too much noise on its own to the point where you can't really pick up wildlife quiet noises. So I just went ahead and pulled the trigger. We're now using the big setup with the 2 microphones that go on top. We have a pair of matched microphones and that recorder. This is not, it was put away in the bag. I forgot I was going to talk about that. And I moved the shotgun mic on the mount of the camera itself to not be picking up me bumping it or the noises from the monitor. That field monitor that I'm using has a fan, so that's fan noises that are going. Anyway, that was something different that we did today. And I was going to talk about it, and I forgot. Whoops.